It's a bright sunny afternoon here in Bhubaneswar, and the battle of 3 points continue. It's Sports Odisha playing host to Kickstart FC. Kickstart, who've had a good start to the campaign, just got derailed when Hops visited them at home. Their campaign is back on track and they are on road. Sports Odisha would try and salvage something out of it. It hasn't been their season so far. Drawn 2 games, lost 6. Another chance for them to try and get something out of it as we take you through the locker room of the home side. And these were the scenes a while back. Paramita Sit, along with her team, making their way to the ground. Would be hoping for a better performance today. The reverse fixture, of course, going towards a Kickstart. It was 2-1. All 3 goals coming in the first half. We've had a word with Paramita Sid before the all-important kickoff, and here's what she had to say.
Good afternoon.
What is your strategy against Kickstart?
For today's match, we'll be going for 3 points and we'll go for win.
Any tactical changes?
No, there are no tactical changes. We'll see how the match is going on. After that, we'll decide.
What is your formation?
It's same. It's a 1-4-3-3.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you.
Pretty optimistic there, Paramita Sid. Want to go for all those 3 points up for grab here at the Capital Football Arena in Bhubaneswar. Hasn't been their season so far, and an opportunity presented to them against Kickstart FC. Kickstart would definitely want to get those 3 points and solidify their position. In fact, move to the second spot after this fixture. They'll be tied on points with Gokulam Kerala FC. Had a good game in Kolkata in the last week against East Bengal FC. Pretty sure they will be up for this challenge. So pretty good, pretty solid squad. Karishma Purushottam leading the goal scorers chart. 8 goals she's managed so far. Linthoy Devi with 4 clean sheets. They are a team oozing with confidence. We'd managed to speak to the head coach of Kickstart FC. Here's what he thinks about this game.
What is your strategy against Sports Odisha?
Strategy, it's we are going to play attacking game. It's normal. Usually we used to play like that. Attacking is biggest weapon for us. So we prefer attacking football, right?
Any tactical changes?
Yeah, there's few changes are there. So depend upon the players. We have few changes in the players also. So tactically we change
What is your formation?
formation. Normally 4-4-2. We are going to 4.
Okay, thank you, coach.
Thank you.
Right, you heard both the coaches. Both are optimistic and would want to go for those 3 points here at the Capital Football Arena. It's a tactical battle. 4-3-3 versus 4-4-2. This is Junaid Ahmed, and I'm joined alongside with my co-commentator Rohit Ganguly for this fixture. Rohit, both teams are looking for those 3 points, and as you heard, the head coaches, well, they don't want to miss out an opportunity here.
Very good afternoon, Junaid, in the first place, and a very good afternoon, everyone. Listening to both the coaches and constantly and concurrently watching both the teams perform, I think both the coaches have clarity in their heads, and they will really like to take it forward from there on. Particularly the likes of Kickstart FC, the way they have started this tournament so far. I think this is their best chance in order to get in level terms with Gokulam Kerala. That's a starting 11 for Sports Odisha. Das under the sticks, Naik, Jeshi, Haldar, and Mundari manning the defense, and then Mins the skipper. Hembram and Kishan in the midfield, and definitely flanking Kumari Gishing. There is Naik and Sahu in the forward line. And definitely, this is also going to be a very crucial fixture for Kickstart FC, and particularly their captain, Dalima. We all know what she's capable of. We all know the talent that she brings to the platter. What do you think, Junaid, is going to be her stance in this game?
Well, looks like she's going to be in the starting 11 today because she missed out the last fixture. Looked like she wasn't 100% fit, and I'm pretty sure she is fit enough to take her place in the 11. Kickstart, of course, had a good start to their campaign. 3 wins on the bounce for them and a victory sandwiched in between 2 draws. Here's a quick look at the Kickstart FC lineup. Linthoy, as always, starts in goal. Papki, Aruna, Linthoy, and Supriya in the backline. Sonia, Preeti, Deepa, and Dalima through the center. Karishma and Bibicha leading the line for the visitors today. It's going to be a good contest, this, Rohit, because, of course, Dalima is back in. There's one change for them. Usha would be leading the refereeing contingent. Lal Ruazeli would be the assistant alongside Laithan Sangi. Kusum Mandi would be the 4th official for this fixture. Spandita Das, of course, starts in goal in place of Adrija, and that's the only change Sports Odisha have made to their 11. Kickstart, of course, Dalima Chibber starts in place of Sushmita Lepcha.
Well, once again, like the coaches mentioned, like both the coaches, they were hell-bent on one thing, that they are not going to move away from their normal strategy. They're going to keep it pretty conventional, like the way the coach of Sports Odisha, and that was Paramita, said. She made it very clear that whatever is going to happen, particularly when you play with a 4-3-3 formation, yes, you are thinning down that midfield with the hope of increasing an attacking option up your sleeve. Now, if you take a look at the points table, I think the number of goals that Sports Odisha has scored, that is something which is very, very alarming. And that is one of the reasons why they are liking, or they are putting up an extra forward up there. Well, that's a points table for you all, for everyone. Kickstart FC currently in the 3rd position. If they go on to win this contest, as Junaid previously pointed out, they will be on level terms with Gokulam Kerala. Sports Odisha at the moment ailing at the bottom half of the points table. Just 3 goals scored for them, 21 conceded. Obviously, they will like to win this fixture and leapfrog East Bengal in the process.
Well, that's right. And they've got to try and salvage some pride out of this fixture. The reverse one, of course, like I mentioned, in Bengaluru, which was played in December, went in favor of Kickstart FC. 2 goals scored by Karishma Purushottam there. And she's been in prolific form since then. 8 goals is what she has managed so far. And here's a chance for her to add a few more to her tally. Sports Odisha, on the other hand, just got 2 goal scorers, 2 coming in from Manisha Naik, 1 from Rashmi. Will surely be trying to sort that backline out, and would want to try and maintain that clean sheet. There's only 1 clean sheet that they have managed so far. It's going to be a good contest because Karishma would be up for it. Kickstart would be up for it. They know the importance of 3 crucial points. Like their coach mentioned, it's going to be all attack coming in from Kickstart. Sports Odisha, of course, in their red. Kickstart will be in their green.
Well, obviously, as you pointed out, let's hope for the best. Let's hope for a crackling encounter.
A victory by Gokulam yesterday has just opened up the table as these players on completely opposite side of the spectrum make a long walk towards the center. Malima Chipper leading the way out for the visitors. Monica Mint for the home side. Sports Odisha versus Kickstart at the Capital Football Arena here in Odisha. be a very exciting game. This is a huge gulf in terms of the points between these two sides. And that's definitely one of the areas that Sports Odisha would like to improve. Usha, Lalwa Zweli and Lighton, along with the fourth official, Kusum Mandi.
Well, there's another thing I personally believe that Sports Odisha should be working on, and that is their defense. I think the defense has been extremely leaky. You just can't, pin one particular player for a fault. I think if they are able to fix those leaks out in the defense, those chinks in their armor, I think they do have the firepower to at least try and counter the might of the opposition. And at times, it's all about the momentum. So if they are able to pick up an early goal here, particularly considering the fact that this is their home ground, this is their fortress, I think they should be confident enough to challenge the might of Kickstart.
Well, that's right. They have league goals and how 21 conceded so far. Customary handshake. Dalima Chibber for Kickstart. Monica Mins. Toss. Looks like Monica has decided to go with the side, and Kickstart will get the game underway. They have league goals and have scored only 3. The ball progression has been a problem for them. Haven't been able to put some pace while moving the ball in transition, Sports Odisha, and that's one of the areas they would like to work on and try and put some pressure early on Kickstart's backline. Spandita Das in for Adrija today. They would be hoping for a better performance, the home side. Kickstart will be up for this challenge. They know the importance of these 3 crucial points. It's going to be a 3-way battle for the title. Gokulam Kerala, Odisha FC, Kickstart, they have distanced themselves from the rest. Teams have stood away from the competition presented to them this season.
And we're all set. Quickly introducing you to the teams in their signature colors, and it is eventually Kickstart who gets us underway from right to the left in the frame in their signature green livery, while in attacking on your frame from the left to the right, dressed in their signature red and yellow as well, with stripes of yellow in fact, is Odisha, Sports Odisha. And straight away, Kickstart into the attack, an early throw and a cross coming in from the left. They'll go all the way down to the goalkeeper. No real challenge, and the first opportunity, not really a clinical one, goes begging.
That's right, these girls will be up for the challenge, Kickstart FC, because they'd like to start quick. All the games they've played, whenever they have scored, there's been goals coming in from left, right and center. They've managed 13 goals so far, barring that one game against Hops FC where their chances were significantly dented. Hops managed to put 5 behind them, and there was no respite for Kickstart in that fixture. Trying to play a long ball, gets it inside. Giving it a chase, and well marshaled out. It's going to be a goal kick for Sports Odisha.
Well, Junaid, like you pointed out, there are times even when giants fall. No matter how good of a team you are, there are times when upsets happen, and there are times when you are outplayed. And I think you just have to learn from your mistakes You just got to pick yourself up, because at the end of the day, it isn't like a marathon tournament like the Indian Women's League. It will give you plenty of chances. It just needs to keep your chin up high and keep on fighting till the very last breath. And like the way Kickstart FC has picked themselves up, rallied themselves back in the league, and they're still fighting in the third position of the tournament, I think that is what makes them very special.
Well, that's exactly what champions team do. That's exactly what good teams have done. Lost out the game at home and then on the road. It was a brilliant show against East Bengal FC. Sonia Marak, Aruna Bagh, Karishma managing to score those 3 goals. One-way traffic in that game against East Bengal FC, though East Bengal managed to get a goal back. A very good side, Kickstart FC, taking in all the boxes. Were able to frustrate Odisha FC at home. Got a point from that game. Managed 5 victories, 2 draws and 1 defeat so far in the competition. 17 points from 8 played. Preeti Rai with a strike. There's more of a hope than conviction behind that one. Was always going wide. And that's exactly the points that we have been trying to make previously in the fixtures involving Sports Odisha. Whenever they have got the ball, they haven't got it forward enough, Rohit, because there hasn't been that link up coming in from the back line and through the center of the pitch to try and feed the players playing up front.
Well, truth be told, I would rather say, Junaid, like if there's missing one thing, that's an engine out in that midfield. Because ideally, every team, when things like these happen, you are in desperate need of a holding midfielder, somebody who can link up, as you mentioned, that has been missing. Somebody who can snatch the ball when it comes to defense. Somebody who can link up with the attacking lineup and accordingly start playing forward as quickly as they can. Even in these circumstances, there's one particular, well, this can be a good looking chance for Odisha FC. Here they come from the right, but once again, outpaced by the opposition defender and eventually well taken care of at the moment by Kickstart FC. Now, this is one thing that they will have to work on. It's not that they are not getting chances, but even if you are getting chances and you're unable to execute yourself nice and fine, I think the questions will keep on deluging your horizon like the way it's deluging Odisha's horizon at the moment. Here's a chance again for Kickstart, and there comes the shot. That's a sensational save. Straight down to the goalkeeper. I think a very good work by the goalkeeper. She was quick to get out of the line and eventually select that. Also pruned down the angle as well.
Well, that was a good strike as well from Karishma. Was skirting away with the run. Gets it away from Amrita. Gets the strike, but Spandita Das was up for the challenge. Read that one beautifully. Came off her lines and held that one. There's Linthoi, who's been absolutely brilliant right throughout. Linthoi Devi, the centre back. Of course, 2 Linthois playing this game. Manisha, Subhadra, and Rashmi have been the silver lining for Sports Odisha. Put in enormous amount of work rates in the previous 8 fixtures, or whenever they have got involved. Linthoi tries to send one inside, cleared away by the defense. Yes, Paki. Preeti Rai with space to work with. Lobs one inside. Karishma, could she get to the end of it? Well defended out. Deepa Shahi trying to send one in. Manisha. Given away by Deepa. There's Subhadra, but she was coming from an offside position there.
Now the free kick here for Kickstart FC. I think they've started on a positive note, they've started on a feisty note, and more importantly, I think they are a lot better organized at the moment than Sports Odisha, because the first 6 minutes of this game, it will probably tell you that Odisha is kind of relying on the scraps that they are getting. That's another long ball, hoping. Oh, that's a lovely bit of run altogether. This can be trouble for Kickstart. and a push from behind, and it looks like that was a legal push. Eventually, they'll get it out of play. This is Odisha, Sports Odisha, coming into the picture with renewed vim and vigor.
Just right, the first 7 minutes of the game. There's been action on one side of the pitch. Both Odisha are looking for those loose balls to try and get it forward. Looks like the strategy at the moment for Sports Odisha is to sit back and hit them on the counter, because Manisha has got involved on a couple of occasions to try and drive with her run through the right flank. Hasn't paid off well because Lintoy has marshaled it out quite well. We'll have to get that consistently there and thereabout. Sports Odisha. It's a free kick now as Shabani looks to orchestrate this one. Gets it. An easy grab for Lintoy there.
I think one point that you made earlier, Junaid, you said that there's more hope than execution, there's more hope than conviction. I think Odisha is right now relying on hopes at times. Once again, that's another through ball from the right, trying to latch onto it. Rashmi Kumari, kind of a tussle. She's looking for some support. She's got support in the form of Sumitra. And oh, that could have been a close call, in fact. But once again, Lintoy storming out of her lines to clear the danger lines there. And Kickstart once again on the roll from the right. It was the captain a few moments ago. But eventually, that move forward will go down the drain and will result in another throw-in for Odisha.
And if you give more time and space on the ball for the visitors, they'll strike back, they'll punish you. They've got absolute pace going forward, especially when Karishma is involved. There's Sports Odisha through Subhadra Sahu. Gets it away from Preeti Rai. Deepa Shah evens it back. Here's Sonia Marak on the ball. Scored a goal in the previous fixture, a thumping header into the back of the net in the first half by Sonia Marak. She'll surely look to add a few more. That was her first of the campaign. There's Deepa Shah battling it out, keeps it in, continues with the run, gets it inside the box. Held on safely by Spandita Das there. Pressure coming in just one side of the pitch at the moment. Rohit.
Yes, that is true. I think, as I pointed out, Sports Odisha, they are hoping for those fragmented chances. They are trying to get those long balls in place and just hoping that against the turn of play, one of their strikers would latch onto it. Here's another long ranger, but it doesn't really look like the goalkeeper of Sports Odisha will be bothered by that at all. Spandita picks it up. And Junaid, I'd like to ask you a quick question. I think so far the first 10 minutes of action, it has been pretty decent and pretty fast-paced as well. Do you think that if Odisha continues to play in the same line, like, just getting those long balls or maybe those long through balls, do you think that they are eyeing something special through them?
Well, looks like they are trying to hit them on the counter, but getting it for the 90 minutes and consistently is going to be a challenge, because one lapse in concentration in the back line and Kickstart FC will definitely be in with a shout. So they are sticking to a game plan. Kickstart, of course, sticking to theirs, and they started this game on a high at the moment. I suppose Odisha will have to be better organized at the back, because they can't give those chances away for Kickstart to try and make those runs and get those balls into dangerous areas.
Well, after seeing Manisha getting into action a couple of times, where she could have actually had decent chances going away, I believe that more than hitting the panic button every time the ball comes into their own half, if they start being a lot more confident about themselves, I think they're underselling themselves. They are. It's not that they aren't a good side. It's not that they cannot, knit together a chemistry which will come into play. I think they just need a little bit of faith in themselves that yes, even they can get the job done. And Junaid, as they say, that a little bit of faith has seen David slaying Goliath at one point in time. So why not for Sports Odisha? That's another lovely cross, goal scoring chance, but this is decent clearance here from Amrita Jashi. This is Amrita Jashi, in fact, and Dalima getting into the act once again. Quickly picks up the ball and gets a throw in place. Looking for another space, another cross. The cross comes in, floating there. Oh, and that's gone into the back of the net. Not really the kind of goal that the Kickstart was expecting, but a goal nonetheless. As the goalkeeper of Odisha, Spandita Das, has made a howler. And that's the opening goal of the afternoon. Kickstart draws first blood.
Kickstart to a jump start here at the Capital Football Arena. Good ball, a floater played inside the box. Tony Amara gets to the end of it. And Spandita Das spills it over. Good header, keeping it on target. Was straight at the goalkeeper perhaps, and well, she could have done better on that occasion. Spandita, well, that has been their problem right throughout. Another goal that they have conceded. And we are 13 minutes into the first half. It's going to be a daunting task, especially when you haven't scored enough in the competition.
And once again, that's the 22nd goal now that Sports Odisha has conceded. The signs of danger, the alarming signs in their defense, it just keeps on manifolding itself. And Kickstart FC, now that they have got that opening goal, I think they are going to press further on the accelerator. Manisha once again wanted to get that ball through the defense. Now another short ground pass, looking around for that long ball. But at the moment, I think Sports Odisha, they are having a change in strategy. They are playing the short balls, just trying to reverse their attacking mode here.
They'll have to try and control the ball as much, because they have been guilty of giving it away quite cheaply, especially in the last few games they've played. They'll have to try and stitch a few passes together and get the ball in the final third. We haven't seen that at all, barring a few runs coming in from Manisha from the right flank. There's Deepa hustling for the ball. Amruta gives it a knock. Back by Deepa Shahi. He's got options to the left. Tries to drill one through. Does it well. Amrita giving it a chase and knocks it out for a throw-in to Kickstart. Just the kind of start that Kickstart would have been looking for. Paromita Sith and the team will have a huge task ahead. It's just one goal down, it's always a slender lead. But the way Sports Odisha have played so far, they'll have to do something better to try and get a goal back. Here's Deepa Shahi, takes the strike, gets the shot blocked. Falls for Preeti Rai. Preeti with a good delivery, getting it inside the box. Chance. Karishma on the turn. Tries to go through with a strike, and Spandita much better on that occasion.
And now Sports Odisha trying to come in from the left, trying to knit together a couple of passes at least. Every single time they have come out in the attacking third, in the final third, they have lacked the sting, the precision. This can be a good-looking opportunity. Shooting chance, and that's being blocked. But the ball still lingers on, and a shot comes flying in. It will miss the woodwork by Whiskers, though. And I think that's good intent from Sports Odisha. This should give them the motivation that they are looking forward to. Once again, a closer look at this one. Junaid, over to you.
Well, they haven't got anything to lose. They're already a goal down. They've lost 6 games in the competition, 2 draws. And they can play freely. Take those chances in. If you get an opportunity to go for the strike, go for it. And that's exactly what Manisha on that occasion did his Subhadra. Manisha gets it back. Goes towards the left. Shubhani. The lofted ball inside. Can Rashmi get to the end of it? Rashmi gets the touch. Lintoy gets it away. Back comes Kickstart again. Monica Mins for Ratna Haldar. Rashmi gives it back to Janhabi Kishan. There's
Back
Amrita.
with Sports Odisha once again. And Sports Odisha now just trying to snatch the ball away as much as they can, try to keep the possession as much as they can. Because, see, this is a contest where if they are not able to control the possession, where they are not able to keep the ball with themselves, I think it's just going to get worse for them. Dalima on the ball again. And now she tries to knit one through that right wing. It's from the right wing. It was Dalima who came up with the cross for that opening goal for Kickstart FC. And I think she's playing with her tails up at the moment.
Well, they are, because they've got an early goal, creating chances. Have scored. Of course, it would go down as a goalkeeping error for the goal they've scored. There's been pressure mounted on the back line of Sports Odisha. Most of the games they've played so far, they have sat back and defended, because they've allowed those attacks to come in their way, and the teams they've played against have put relentless amount of pressure on that back line and the goalkeeper. There's Sports Odisha trying to come forward. Rashmi trying to get it through. There's no runs being made. Subhadra Sahu trying to come forward. Wasn't going to be threatening at all. There's a Sonia Mara. Priya battling it out with Subhadra. Lintoy tries to play along with Supriya there, and in fact ends up knocking it out for a throw-in.
You know, one particular thing, Junaid, if you would ask me, I've observed about Sports Odisha is their reaction to Kickstart FC storming their defense is more of hitting the panic button. This is another lovely ball, but Spandita was quick to get out of the line. And now Odisha has a chance. Can they get the through ball in? They will go forward with a long range though, but eventually a very emasculated effort. And then Manisha Naik, she wanted to have a shy at goal from that angle, and I think that angle was a bit too difficult for her. So by the time she could connect, she already had the defenders crowding her out, clamping down her. And that's a first shot from Manisha, first shot from Sports Odisha as well. That may not be good enough for goal, but I think that should be good enough to give them the momentum, to tell them that yes, even they are capable of pulling off the unthinkable. But they will have to work hard, they will have to believe in themselves more, and they will have to be a lot more organized.
Well, that's right. There's no discounting the endeavor that this team possesses. They've played well in patches. They haven't been able to string those short plays into a one good final product. Today, they definitely try and want to bring that all out and put it on the plate. They'll have to try and believe in themselves against those shots, try and make the goalkeeper work, be organized in the back line. Whenever they get the ball, they'll have to try and be a bit fluent, don't lose out the ball. Keep the control the way Kickstart have managed in the first 21 minutes. It's going to be a restart with Shibani. Shibani have had a couple of good games playing out from the left back position. Tries to flick it over. Falls for Deepa Shahi. Monica Mins. There's Dalima. Looking out for options. Drills one through. Ratna Haldar gets it away for another throw-in.
You know, one particular thing, Junaid, about Dalima is when she started off as a defender. From there on, the way she has transitioned himself into an attacking option, coming in all the way from the right wing, carrying forward the role of a winger, it's not really easy. There are times when you will have to, play according to your team's requisites. And that's exactly what Dalima has done. And over the years, the way she has evolved, the way her playing style has evolved, no wonder she has the captain's armband, the experience that she brings to the platter, the lookout, the game reading that she brings to the platter, I think it is just brilliant. There's a chance though, but that's a miscued shot and it will go out for a goal kick.
Experience of 42 international appearances, what Dalima Chibber brings to the table for Kickstart. It's been good. Was nursing an injury in the beginning of the season. Came back. Started in the 11 for the first 3 fixtures that she was part of. Got a few minutes under her belt. Had to sit out a couple of games, and here she's back with a bang, with an assist early on in the first half. Supriya against Sumitra. Ruta gets it. Here's Rashmi on the ball, trying to release Subhadra Sahu. Bit more weight behind that one, and goes out for another throw-in. They'll have to try and get these passes right. Have to try and hold it, Rohit, and see the runs coming in from the left and right and release the players from there on.
Well, Junaid, I would like to give you a couple of answers actually. There were led a couple of questions that you posted out there. First and foremost, talking about Dalima. When you play international matches and then you come back to the Indian Women's League, so eventually what happens is, initially you are rusty because you're just trying to get back in shape, trying to hit your right stride and momentum. So it takes a bit of time. And as you pointed out, that maybe a few matches under your belt, a few minutes of game time, and there you are as brand as new. And you start firing on all cylinders. And I think that is what Dalima has done. And now getting back to Odisha's woes right now. Until and unless, that there is a reason why we no longer play football in a very unorganized way. Every team comes forward with a formation. Every player is assigned a role. Football isn't just about kicking the ball. Football isn't just about getting the ball out of the danger zone or, just clearing your menace. You need an objective. You need a vision. And that is where organization structure comes into play.
Well, that's right. And suppose Odisha are looking for one at the moment. There's Sumitra. Loose touch there, gives it away. Sonia gets it out. Bibicha on the ball. Gets it away from Monica Mins. His run being made by Deepa Shahi. Doubled up by Dalima Chibber. Deepa gets one inside the box. Mruta gets it away. It's going to be a corner for Kickstart. It's just been pressure being piled up on Sports Odisha at the moment, Rohit, because whenever they come forward, Kickstart FC have looked threatening. Looks like there is something going to come out of that attack.
Well, I think they've got their priorities sorted. It's as simple as that. Dalima comes forward with the corner. The goalkeeper, Spandita, barely clawing that away. But on the second attempt, she gets a better bite at the cherry and eventually catches that without breaking a sweat. But once again, look at how Kickstart is playing. I think Kickstart is more about their understanding between themselves. That understanding is what is proving to be the game changer here. And particularly in football or in any other game which involves 11 players or a team to come together, if that chemistry is all right, believe me, there's nothing better than that. Here's another opportunity for Kickstart though. A lovely run from the left here. Preeti Rai on the ball, continues her tussle, and eventually it is Amruta Naik who clears the lines.
Well, Preeti Rai has been brilliant right throughout. Preeti Rai, Deepa Shahi, Sonia Marak, whenever they have got the opportunity, right through the center of the park, they have controlled the ball and brought it forward every now and then. That's exactly the difference teams like these can make, players like these can make perhaps. And there's a link between the defense and the mid, the center of the pitch, and the players playing up top. There's no better sight than that. Kickstart have managed that quite well. It's going to be a corner for Kickstart. It's Deepa Shah. Gets one. Goes out. Let's Kickstart again. Try and bring it forward. It's Bakpi with the delivery. Here's the ref. That's going to be a loose ball. 27 minutes in and an early goal. Header coming in from Sonia Marak. Her second 2 in 2 games for her. That's the only difference between these two sides at the moment. Sports Odisha struggled to get the ball in progression and transition towards the final third. Couple of good runs made by Manisha Nayak. Couple of strikes, one from Subhadra and one from Manisha. Nothing threatening have come so far from the home side.
Well, Junaid, I'd like to point out something. When you play a 4-3-3 formation, I think the three midfielders who comes into the play, particularly the central midfielder, he is going to be very, very crucial going by the formation because eventually she is the one who will take. Well, there comes a shot, but it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper of a Kickstart, and that is none other than Ling Toy once again. And yes, getting back to the formation, when you're playing a 4-3-3 formation, I think the central midfielder, she will have to take an additional bit of role. She will have to take more workload on herself so that the two wingers are kind of free to go on overlaps and they can perfectly sync with your wing backs as well. And I think Odisha, what they have done is they have deployed a 4-3-3 formation, and that 4-3-3 formation, if you look at the three strikers, I think they are ubiquitous. They are playing it all around the park. But eventually, that support that should come, that connection that should come from the midfield, that is not there. As a result, whatever efficacy this formation has, that's going down the drain.
Well, that's spot on because we haven't seen Sumitra, who's playing as the central mid, get on the ball consistently, or whenever she's got the ball, she hasn't been able to maintain that possession and drill it forward to try and get the flanks involved for them to try and get those crosses in. So they'll have to get that formation right, hold the ball, take control of it, and then work their way into the final third. Quick to release that first time. Spandita read that one quite well. Came off her lines again. There's a Preeti Rai clearly dominating the midfield at the moment. Kickstart FC.
Well, in that last occasion when Spandeta came out, I think she didn't really need to come out because it should have been the defender's call. They should have done a much better job because, when your goalkeeper is coming out for chances like that and that too with so much distance between your opposition and the ball, I think you are leaving the goal vulnerable. So, in case if you mistime your run, in case if you misjudge the flight of the ball, then you are letting an entire open goal gape at you. And believe me, Kickstart FC, they are predators altogether. You give them an iota of space, and they will turn it into an absolute crevasse and altogether fire a cannonball through it.
Well, that's right. They are enjoying more of the ball at the moment. And all that 47% possession for the home side coming in their own half. Bakpi for the Lima Chibber. Tries to play along for Deepa Shahi there. Ratna Haldar doing her defensive duties. Bakpi started the first 5 games in the center. He's taken the right back role. The Lima gets set inside the box, cleared out by Amrita. Bibicha goes back for Lystra. Tried for a bit of a give and go there and ends up going out of the play area. Half an hour into the contest. And Kickstart FC are clearly dominating the game.
I think they have already they have already owned this game. Until and unless there's a miraculous change, there's a drastic change in the tide of affairs, there's very less chance that Sports Odisha can actually have a say. Because first and foremost, they will need someone who can hold that midfield. unless they have one player who will control the proceedings. It's just going to be coming forward, clearing the chances, and whatever long balls, whatever scraps you have got at your feet, try and capitalize on that. And football being an 11 players game, I think you need better coordination, better organization than that. It's not just about hitting the panic button, but it's also about calling the shots like the way Kickstart is done.
That's true. Because for the ninth game, it looks like it's the same template for Sports Odisha. They have lack coordination, especially between the goalkeeper and the back line. And whenever they've tried to link up, it hasn't worked out for them. Like I mentioned, haven't weaved in those passes together. There's a chance now. His Preeti Rai tries to get through to Karishma there, who was waiting, lurking in the middle. Another opportunity cleared out by defense. Sports Odisha gets it away. Here's Rashmi trying to bring it forward. She's got options to the right. Manisha, can she go all the way? Manisha for Sports Odisha. That was a good opportunity. Well, the best she could have done was try and make the goalkeeper work. Ends up hitting wide. A good chance there to equalize, Rohit. Should definitely go down as a chance begging for Sports Odisha.
Junaid, that should have been drilled. She had the far post gaping at her. I think her idea was right to try and power home into that near post. But once again, I think it's just going for the difficult route because eventually goalkeepers are stronger on the near post. So maybe that's playing on the luck. That's a lovely bit of touch football. And Sports, in fact, Kickstart now coming in all the way from the right. There comes the shot. Oh, it grazes inches of the woodwork altogether. Kickstart FC, look at how they retaliate. They will not have any mercy. They are not taking any prisoners here whatsoever.
That was tantalizingly close. Hope nicely for Karishma. Option waiting in the middle. Decides to go all by herself. Takes the shot. Wasn't far away by any stretch of imagination. Runa Bag decides to go all the way back to Linthoi Devi. Trying to build up from the right. Bakpi on the ball. The Lima drops deep. Plays it down the line. Misplaced pass there. Munika Mins gets it. Trying to get Subhadra Sahu involved. And Linthoi off her lines and grabs that one quite comfortably in the end. They have looked decent in the last couple of minutes perhaps. Sorry, Sports Odisha, Rohit. Whenever they've got the chance to counter, they have come out of their blocks, and that was a good delivery coming in from Rashmi to try and release Manisha Nayak.
Junaid, this question is to you again. Like, this can just be my perspective. Do you think that somewhere or the other, Kickstart FC is getting slightly complacent here? Because if you have a closer look in the last 10 minutes, well, obviously, barring the attacks that they have knitted forward, I think their defense is being tested now. Maybe Sports Odisha has not really able to crack it open. That's because of the lack of structure. But if they would have got the structure, if they would have just shown a bit more belief in themselves, do you think that Kickstart FC can be in some serious trouble?
That's a brilliant question, because in the game against Hops, they took an early lead. Hops had pace going forward, and they came with a plan. They got the first goal and consistently tried to hit Kickstart on the counter, and Kickstart completely capitulated at the back and ended up conceding 5 goals. So Sports Odisha, if they can try and draw a leaf out of Hops' books, maybe. The strike coming in from Deepa Shahi there is always going wide. Ranger from the distance. So like I was saying, they can try and follow that template because like you pointed out, they have got complacent in the previous fixtures as well, and at the moment have slightly taken the pedal of the accelerator at the moment. Takes the deflection and
Well,
falls back.
Well, apologies there, Junaid, for intercepting. And I think if you look at that goal as well, I still do not understand because Kickstart, that goal shouldn't have been there in the first place. Well, there's another thumping header, and that goes wide by Whiskers. Kickstart FC now finally realizing the urgency here, finally realizing the fact that I think they are letting Odisha to have a bit of a breathing space, which they will definitely not like. And I think they will also have to understand a one goal cushion is never safe. It can crack open at any point in time. And if that happens, see, in encounters like these where you have dominated a game entirely until now, if you end up conceding an equalizer, that does a significant bit for your confidence. That is a lovely bit of run from the left here and eventually denied a cross coming in from the right. Good work by Sumitra Himra.
Well, Sumitra has been decent in the past few games, getting an opportunity to start in the 11. Got it inside the box. Had options waiting on the far post. Tries to go herself. Yes, Kickstart on the counter. Shot gets blocked. Ibicha. Bakpi. Headed out by Amruta. Monica Mins with another header. Deepa Shahi trying to get a control of things. Trying to release Karishma there. Bintoy tries to drill one inside. Here's a Preeti Rai with a lovely through ball to find Dalima Chibber. Preeti again. Goes back. Eventually get it out from there on. Back with Kickstart. They have to try and keep the ball once they get Dalima with a cross. Falls for Sonia Marak. A heavy touch there perhaps, and that could have been a decent chance. They had players inside the box. Here comes Sumitra Hembram on the counter. Rashmi. Nisha lays it square. Sumitra, can she take the strike? Perhaps a touch too many there, Rohit. That was building up nicely for Sports Odisha once again.
Another chance goes begging, another opportunity for them to restore parity. The very moment we said that maybe Kickstart FC is getting slightly more complacent, they retaliated with a strong counterblast. But then again, Sports Odisha, well, it looks like the captain Dalima, she's gone down and she's clutching onto her knees. Not really the most promising signs, because at the end of the day, we all know that for any player, she will have to be up on her feet, and particularly somebody like Dalima who brings quality, who brings a finesse to the game that is usually of a very top notch. Look at this one, how she got there. Well, that's a goal actually, or is it the last chance? That's a goal, in fact. Yes, the cross floating in from the right just tells you that how oriented she is, how she knows what a target is. It's placed as if that was destined to be on the header of Sonia Marak.
Well, that's right. There was only one player inside, and pinpointed ball to find Sonia Marak. Sonia was left unmarked. Here comes Sports Odisha through Manisha Naik. Gives it away again. Deepa Shahi drops deep to win it back. Kickstart through Aruna Ba. Get the clearance away. Monica Mins. Rita to Amruta. Space. Early ball played in for Sumitra Hembram's got space towards the right side. Trying to get away from Supriya there. Sumitra. Well marshalled out in the end by Supriya. Sumitra. Deepa Shahi. Gets it back from Karishma. Squares it up.
Junaid,
A lot of space for Preeti
well,
Rai to work with. Chance now. Early release there from Babicha to the Lima, and Amrita had it covered.
it has been so far really good to see. But I would be really impressed in the way Odisha's attackers have played. The three forwards, they have done a phenomenal job, particularly the likes of Rashmi. She's gone up time and time again, and she has got help from Manisha as well. I think only that midfield, yes, here, well, here's another chance. In fact, Kickstart, they've kept the ball. That's a brilliant back flick. Good defensive work and just in the nick of time there. Sports Orders are clearing their lines. But Kickstart, relentless, keeps on knocking on the door over and over again. Now it's Supriya out there. Not the best of touches, to be honest.
Well, that's right, and they've grown into the game, Sports Odisha. After an early goal conceded, haven't got the goal, an equalizer to showcase that. But the way the forwards have played, they still have to try and sort out the midfield. Monica Min, Sumitra, and Janhabi Kishan will have to try and get on the ball and drill it to the forward line. 1-0 lead is always slender, and Kickstart FC would be wary about the fact that anything can happen if it stays the way it is. They would ideally want to score a couple more and try and put this game to bed. Kickstart FC can't take any chances. They are going for the title. Stays the way it is. It's going to be 20 points. Equal on points terms with Gokulam Kerala FC. Here's the skipper, Lima Chipper. Gets it inside the box. Cleared out by Sports Odisha. Preeti Rai. Balls for the Lima. The Lima gets it in. Gain a clearance from Sports Odisha. The defense is looking decent now, Rohit. After an early goal, they have settled in quite nicely.
Well, Junaid, I think it's all about learning from your mistakes. So they have realized that at the moment, they won't be able to make much headway. That's another lovely ball there. But eventually it was slightly overpowered, and that will get the breathing space for Sports Odisha. And yes, as we were talking about the defense of Sports Odisha, I think now they have realized that they will have to be a lot more compact. They cannot give away the space that Kickstart is looking for. If they are able to cut down on the space, it's a job well done. Once again, Sports Odisha, not only are they defending well now they are showing a bit more faith in themselves, and they are going forward with hope of carving attacks. Here's another lovely ball, and keeps the ball in play from the right here. Sumitra, she's looking for support as well. A bit of a push, but that will keep her intact. Opportunity. Shubhadra comes in with the cross, but that's been dealt to safety by Kickstart. The danger's not over though, as Odisha keeps on pouring their women. Here's another long ranger, but that's an extremely masculated effort, and that will go out for another goal kick. 2 minutes of additional time at the end of 45 minutes of first half.
It's going to be an interesting half-time talk for both the sides. Kickstart, there's an early goal. Have definitely loved to score a couple more perhaps and try and seal the deal. Sports Odisha have grown in confidence, especially in the last 15 minutes, have been able to get the ball further forward and try and make things happen. There's another realistic chance now. Cleared out by Linthoy again. Here's Preeti Rai. Linthoy on the ball. Supriya. Sonia with a heavy first touch. Balls for Deepa Shahi. Tries to chip one over. It's going to be a restart by Spandita Das. Growing in confidence at the moment.
Before we head over to the halftime, how would you rate this half, to be honest? for me, it's a very impressive one from both the sides, in fact.
Well, after an early goal conceded, the way they have flocked back into the game, they have shown that courage, that determination. There's one area that they have lacked right throughout, that they haven't been good with the way they have performed transitions. But today they have been good. They haven't got the equalizers yet. They have looked decent. The back line has looked very well coordinated. And there comes the halftime whistle. An early goal coming in from Sonia Marak surprised the two teams at the halfway mark. It's Kickstart FC 1, Sports Odisha 0. It's been a good pacey first half here at the Capital Football Arena in Bhubaneswar. Kickstart FC going for those 3 points. There's a quick look at the halftime stats. 55% of the ball was enjoyed by Kickstart, 45% possession to the home side. 4 shots with none landing on target, 8 with 4 on target for Kickstart FC. 4 fouls to Sports Odisha, 2 to Kickstart. No cars in the game, just 1 corner going Kickstart FC's way. Four shots, 3 from Manisha Nayak, all 3 coming from inside the box, 1 from Rashmi as well. They'll surely like to convert those chances into goals in the second half. 8 shots for Kickstart, Deepa with 4, Karishma with 3, and Sonia with that one important header finding the back of the net. 4 fouls conceded
4 fouls
by
for
Sports.
Sarika. And I think it is Sahu, Kishan, and Manisha once again involved in them. Not pretty physical of a battle, just a couple of them from Kickstart FC. Dalem Ashabar with 1 and Preeti with 1. But again, a very clean game of football. It was more about getting the momentum in their way.
And just in case if you have missed out on the action, this is how it panned out. Battle for 3 points at the Capital Football Arena. Early break for Karishma there. Good save by Spandita. Then this ball, a floater by the Lima chipper, spilled over by Spandita Das. Just one green and white shirt present inside the box. It was left unmarked. On the turn, Karishma trying to make Spandita work. Manisha from the left. There's Manisha again. This was possibly the best option, the best chance perhaps for Sports Odisha to try and drill one through. Couldn't quite take it. Karishma on the other end. The decent effort. A header going just past the far post there. It's been a good first half, and we've got all to play for in the second set of 45 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back once again to the second half of what has been a thrilling contest. A battle of epic proportions, even though at the moment Kickstart FC has a slender lead, has a 1-0 cushion, but then again, Sports Odisha, they can always hit back. They have the capability of going big as well. Maybe this league hasn't been theirs, but then again, when it comes to one game at a time, I think you cannot write any one of them off. And with a quick shuffle inside, at the moment, attacking on your frame from the left to the right in their signature green and white is Kickstart FC. On your frame, attacking from the right to the left is Sports Odisha, dressed in their signature red. And once again, welcoming on board alongside me to the comms is Junaid. Welcome back, Junaid, and again, a very good evening.
Thank you, Rohit. Always a pleasure to have you alongside. And what a first half we've just witnessed. An early goal conceded, grown in confidence. Tried to build on from there, and we'll have to try and... We've just heard the change for Sports Odisha. Deepa Nayak starts the second half, and she replaces Subhadra Sahu. Like-for-like replacements. Both these players play in the attacking front of Sports Odisha. Surely want to start on a positive note.
Well, I think that's a very positive change, because if you take a look at their forward line, both Manisha and Rashmi has done a phenomenal job. So now that Shubhadra was slightly on the reticent side, coming from the left, I think the introduction of Deepa can possibly be the game changer if they are able to keep the same amount of pressure on their opposition.
Well, that's right. The right flank has been their preferred route in the first half. There've been barely a few balls. Here's Karishma on the ascendancy. Can she take the strike? Tries to take it on the left. Well, that deflection perhaps could have gone and hit the back of the net. An early chance to double up the lead for the visitors. Karishma perhaps, Rohit, took a touch too long, a heavy touch perhaps, to try and get it onto her left and go for the goal there.
Well, being honest, I think she should have finished it all by herself. In fact, if she could have used that right foot of hers, she had the first post gaping at her. Spandita wasn't exactly in a position to try and stall that. But nonetheless, here comes the corner. Another opportunity falls to Dalima, but it looks like she's overpowered the shot. She won't be happy with that.
Two chances to Karishma, one in the first, early on in the second. Both could have been buried. Surely want to try and get a couple more and see out this game. Going for the title this season, Kickstart FC. Of course, the runners-up on the previous occasion is Deepa Shahi. Gets Karishma involved. The Lima with a cross gets blocked. One back by Manisha, gives it away to Papki. Does well to get it away. Sonia Marak was there, trying to get it from behind. The Lima with the throw-in. Karishma by the box, clear again. Appeal for a handball there. Waved off by the ref.
Well, I think the referee just calming the tempers out here, clearly laying down the lines that I am watching the game, so I know which one to call and which one not to. It was a close call though, and watching Dalima play, I kind of feel that she's playing like a loaded slingshot. Every time the ball falls at her feet, she's getting those crosses in a split second, and that is all the current source of danger for Sports Odisha as Kickstart FC keeps on hitting the accelerator over and over again.
That's right, and Sports Odisha will have to try and gather themselves try and keep themselves in the game for as long as they possibly can. Because the next goal, if it goes Kickstart's way, it's going to be a daunting task for them to try and make a comeback from there on. Sports Odisha managed to get a goal back. We've got all to play for in the second half.
Once again, apologies out there, Junaid. I believe that the next goal is what is going to determine the fate of the game. If it goes Kickstart's way, that is it. That's game, set, match for them. But if it goes Odisha's way, then it is going to be a different game altogether, because then Kickstart is going to feel the heat. That's another lovely ball, and here comes the cross. However, that minus could have been better. It could have been a bit more controlled. Another long-ranging effort, and that would go out for a goal kick.
Squaring up nicely there was Karishma, waiting for the green and white shirts to try and tap it in. We have to try and clear those lines at the earliest. Deepa Shah going with a header, falls to Karishma. The Bicha couldn't quite keep in.
Well, right now, as it seems like, particularly from the start of the second half, I think Kickstart FC, they are a side that has come forward with renewed vim and vigor. They realize the importance of finding that insurance goal. And if they are able to get that second goal here, I think all the resilience, all the resistance of Sports Odisha may fizzle away. This can be a possible chance. Reshmi on the prowl. But eventually, that has been taken care of by Kickstart at the expense of a throw for sure.
We've got a very solid back line. Kickstart FC, Linthoi. She hasn't given anything away. Has been teamed quite well with the likes of Baki, Aruna Bag, Supriya. Wasn't their game against Hops, but the way they have managed to draw back into the competition is commendable. Sumitra Hembra from the left, hustling with Dalima Chebba. Dalima gets the ball, Baki clears it out. In comes the ball again for Manisha Nayak. Manisha shielding it well, trying to get it inside, goes to the ground. The ref has a look at it. Here comes Kickstart again. That could have been a close call there, Rohit. Manisha going on the ground.
Yes, well, I think she reacted a bit too late. Because if you have taken a clear look at how the foul happened, that happened slightly outside the box. And more importantly, again, that was a 50-50 chance. You can't, I would really not call it a foul. Apologies for that. It was a close call. It felt like that there was a clip from the back. But once again, in the 50-50 chances like this, it entirely depends on the referee whether she is going to give this a free kick or not. Because it wasn't a clear-cut opportunity. And now Kickstart looking forward to get the possession back. For Odisha at the moment, they are kind of relentless with the possession. That's another long ball onto the left. Manisha keeps the ball at her feet. Here comes a cross. Oh, wanted to probe the goalkeeper. But Lingtoi, she's not going to be beaten by them. She's standing tall under the six.
Needs absolutely something special to try and beat Linthoi Devi. Here's Karishma trying to release Bicha there. Lima on the ball. I guess those shirts, green and white shirts in the middle. Nisha dropping deep. Trying to help the build-up. Trying to track back there was the Lima Chibra. Monica Mintz. We haven't seen those creations coming in from the center of the park for Sports Odisha, even in the second half, Rohit, because if you've seen the likes of Sumitra, she's playing wide on the left, more so on the attacking front, the sort of a left wing position, and Monica Mintz is towards the left again. sort of a wing back position.
Well, that has been an aspect which has been missing right from the whistle. And this is exactly what has proved to be the bane for Sports Odisha. The goalkeeper now clearing her lines, Pandita. She's pulled off a couple of crucial saves. With all this hard work, in any game they say that if you're dominating the midfield, you're dominating the match. And if you are non existent on the midfield, you have to be extremely fortunate to secure a victory. And Kickstart once again knocking on the doors of Sports Odisha, this time from the right. Pakpi Devi on the ball. That will go out for a throw in favor of Sports Odisha. Kickstart knows that they will have to find the second goal and they are responding accordingly. Wherein for Sports Odisha, it's all about keeping their opposition away and whatever counter attacks they can conjure at the moment to latch onto them. Here comes a cross from the right, but eventually that was overpowered and there weren't any Kickstart players hounding around in the opposition box.
That's right. They'll have to try and get that goal at the earliest. Kickstart FC, like you mentioned, they are looking for that insurance goal. Goal for them would be game, set and match. Long ball inside the box. Rita gets it away. The danger hasn't gone away. Here comes Preeti Rai. Preeti wriggling her way inside. Papki from the distance. Didn't get the footing behind that one. Could have done slightly better. As Rashmi trying to give it a chase. Goes back to Lintoy. Try and build up from the back again. They've been given too much of time and space on the ball. Kickstart FC. Heavy first touch perhaps. Eventually gets it back, Deepa Shahi. These are the balls that you'll have to try and win. Those 50-50 opportunities will have to be in their favor if you want to try and build something from there on. There's Preeti Rai again, lobs it over. Try and find Deepa Shahi. Deepa gets to the end of it. Yes, tries to get Karishma involved there. Overhits it. Babki from the right gets the cross in. Managed to get it away. Sports Odisha, they're knocking on the door consistently now. Rohit, Kickstart have been relentless in the first 11 minutes in the second half.
Absolutely, Junaid. No questions on that. I think the second half, they must have had a discussion out in that locker room. And Sports Odisha has been kept busy out in the defense. This can be a goal scoring chance. And the goalkeeper, Spandita Das, proving equal to the task, throwing her body to the right and eventually denying that at the expense of a corner. Another opportunity for Kickstart FC. Look at this one, wonderfully brings it down and bam, literally smokes that for a corner.
Brilliant strike from Deepa Shahi there, making the goalkeeper work on her near post. In comes the ball again, straight at Deepa Nayak. Preeti Rai gets to it. Operates from the left. Deepa Shahi, Preeti Rai have been instrumental. Preeti takes the strike. Straight at Spandita this time. Getting the shots left, right and center at the moment. Kickstart FC. They keep mounting this pressure, Rohit. They aren't too far away from that second goal.
Yeah, absolutely. They are not too far away from that second goal. All they need to do is just keep on being relentless. And I think out of all the attacking flair that Kickstart has knitted so far, one particular name that should be mentioned from the Sports Odisha Excellence, ideally when you concede a goal like that in the first half, where you let the ball slip from your hands, there's a lot of confidence issues that come into play. But the way Spandita has reacted after that, the way she has kept the ball away time and time again, the way she has held on to the shots following that goal, I think she has been brilliant. And to be honest, to me, she is the silver lining that Sports Odisha has been banking upon right now.
Well, definitely in the back line. He has been that ray of hope. There's Vipicha giving it a chase. Is that a foul? Perhaps not given. Get it away again. Getting the ball at will into the final third. Kickstart FC. Deepa Shahi gets away from Shabani. Gets the cross in, safely passed again by Spandita Das. After an early goal conceded, a spillover. Floater set inside the box by Dalima Chibber. Sonia Mara getting to the end of it, making the goalkeeper work. And from then on, she's had a good save. Good saves, perhaps. A couple from Karishma early on. And then a couple of decent strikes from Deepa Shahi and the likes. Here's a kickstart again. Trying to operate from the right. There's run from Karishma. Karishma with a strike, spills over. In fact, claws it over. Well, luckily for Sports Odisha, there wasn't a presence of any green and white shirt there to slot it home.
We'll have to be careful. Sports Odisha will have to be careful because at the moment, the kind of salvo that has been knitted forward by Kickstart, that is absolutely brilliant. And to be honest, Sports Odisha, they are barely dangling by the skin of their teeth. If they let Kickstart FC continue with this kind of salvo, with this kind of gung-ho, that would put an end to whatever resilience, whatever resistance has been knitted forward. Well, that's a short corner taken. And the cross comes floating in. Goal scoring chance. Dalima Shabert still on the ball, but couldn't really control that as it goes out of play for a goal kick.
They'll have to try and do something different now, Sports Odisha. Maybe try and hit them on the counter. Get Rashmi, Manisha, Deepa involved on the ball. We haven't seen that. Defending in numbers. Attacking. Allowing an attack too many at the moment, Sports Odisha. The Bicha gives it for Deepa. Well, that could have been a decent opportunity there. Spandita again up to the task. Here comes Sports Odisha now through Sumitra Hembram. Releases Deepa Nayak early for a stop. Trying to eat up the ground there. Deepa Nayak, a heavy goes to the ground. The ref has perhaps made a decision there.
Well, we'll have to see that. Look at this one. That's a fine run by Deepa. That clearly looks like a foul to me. That's a clip. And as a result, the referee has pointed to the dreaded spot, is it? Yes, it is. So a penalty. An opportunity for Sports Odisha to restore parity. And what a moment in the game will it be? A moment to find the equalizer.
Realistic chance for an equalizer. Ratna Halda to take this one. They've scored a penalty before in the same fixture, in the reverse fixture perhaps. It was Rashmi on the ball. This time it's Ratna. Ratna hits it out wide. Well, that should go down as it starts begging Rohit. A brilliant opportunity to try and make a comeback into the contest. And, well, that just sums up their game and their season.
I am shell-shocked, Junaid. Look at this. No power behind the shot. She went for placement, but she eventually went underneath the ball. She kind of chipped the penalty, and that's not an easy one to take unless you have direction. Well, Sports Odisha, what have they done? This was probably their finest chance to get back in the game, and particularly that too against the run of play. It could have been also a dent on the spirits of Kickstart FC. But now that they have missed the penalty, Kickstart FC are going to attack with a lot more vim and vigor, and that is going to be a show to witness. Here comes Sports Odisha though, and denied by Kickstart.
Well, that could be way too crucial in the context of the game. Of course, Kickstart have dropped points against Hops. That's what we've been talking about. When you are on top and trying to control the game, get that second goal and take that lead. Bad pass there from Preeti Rai, but wins it back. Brilliant play again from Preeti. Lost out the ball and chased it all the way down and wins it for her team. Apki has gone on the ground and looks to be in some pain at the moment. Couple of subs on the technical area. That seems to be a cue for what the scoreline suggests as Jabamani Tudu, Karen Pius. Karen, of course, plays as a forward player in this setup. Jabamani, defender. Kickstart squad. Karen replaces Dalima. He's had a good game, Dalima Chibber. On return, getting an assist, trying to control the midfield, operating from the right. Has been outstanding for those 65 minutes that she has had. Babicha comes off and Jabamani gets her chance. It's going to be a loose ball and Aruna Bagh restarts it. Going for the ball was Sonia Marak there. They'll have to try and get that second goal, Rohit, because this can be anything, because still got about 24 minutes to go in the game. And any decent opportunity coming in. Here's a chance now for Karishma. Perhaps had a bit more weight behind that ball and goes straight through to Spandita Das.
Well, I think the introduction of Karen Pius will probably make a lot more sense right now, because Dalima was operating more as a winger. She was going forward with the cross, and if you take a closer look at how Kickstart has operated in the second half, I think they were missing that finishing touch. The understanding has been brilliant. Oh, look at this one. That was quite a high boot involved, and then a push from the back. Manisha, that clearly looked like she had no control whatsoever over the push, and as a result, kind of was forced into action. So yes, the introduction of Karen Pius can be game-changing. Also introducing a bit of muscle power to their defense. Jabamani Tudu, she's tall, she's towering, and she's not someone who lets her guards down easily. However, Kickstart at the moment, they would like to carve this opportunity for themselves, trying to use the left wing to their advantage. Here comes the cross. Is there a header at the receiving end? Well, a shot comes in, an excellent save once again by Spandita. What an outing she has had ever since conceding that opening goal, Junaid.
That was another opportunity for Karishma to try and drill one into the back of the net. Spandita Das has been brilliant. Made a mistake, but she has worked a bit extra. Perhaps after that, kept them in the game. Karishma with her shot on target. Definitely don't want to, perhaps in the hindsight, try and give it a second thought to the chances that they haven't taken in both halves. There's Deepa Shahi with a little bit of a push to Monica Mintz. Deepa with a lot of space to work with in front of her. It's got Karen there. Preeti Rai wins it, releases. Karishma with a strike. Karishma again missing out on target. Chances are falling thick and fast for Karishma, Rohit.
And they are being squandered away, Junaid. They are being squandered away. How many more chances will Kickstart FC need to get the second goal? I'm wondering what would have been the fate of this game now if Sports Odisha could have converted the penalty. Another opportunity. Here comes the shot from the left foot, though, but not really well controlled. Preeti Rai, her intentions were right. The execution could have been better. I think she got underneath the ball, and that's the 16th shot for Kickstart FC. Just tells you the chasm, and that's deepening with every passing minute. Look at this once again.
Preeti Rai there, giving it a total go behind that one. 16 shots coming in from the visitors, 5 for Sports Odisha. That speaks volumes of how dominating Kickstart FC have been. They don't really have enough goals to show that. Ideally, they would want to get one more and take a bit of a breather. Monica Mins for Manisha there. Manisha from the right, trying to get Rashmi involved and seen out by Lintoy again. They all have had a good game so far. Karishma definitely would like to add a couple of goals to her tally. Please get that second one. Here's Rashmi on the ball. Rashmi goes to the ground. And that's going to be a free kick to Sports Odisha. Decent spot to win a free kick. Rohit, try and set up the players inside the box.
Absolutely, this can be a very dangerous juncture to win a free kick just outside the box. Another chance for Sports Odisha to try and restore parity. But again, at the end of the day, they will have to be clinical with their execution. If the execution isn't right, the problems would remain. Shivani Mundari on the free kick. Can she flick one inside? We've got the likes of Amrita, who's out there hoping for a header. They've got the likes of Deepa Naik as well. But will this be the moment? Shivani, all set for the free kick. Flicks that into the mix, but once again, excellent work by the goalkeeper, Lintoy there. And Lintoy quickly sends it forward, a slightly heavy touch. Eventually, the ball will go out of play as a throw-in in favor of Kickstart FC.
Trying to get Karishma on the ball there. Lintoy Devi, Sumitra Hembram for Ganha Kishin. Goes back to Ratna Haldar. Here's Shibani. Scanning her options up top. Rashmi controlling it. Perhaps couldn't quite get it right first time. And Lintoy holds it over for a throw-in to Sports Odisha. Want to make a comeback into the contest, Sports Odisha. Rashmi trying to release Sumitra Hembram there from the left. Seen out by Papki Devi. It's going to be a goal kick for Kickstart FC. Still got about 18 minutes in the regulation time for Sports Odisha to try and make a comeback into the contest. Had a good opportunity presented. The foul inside the box and the penalty strike. Penalty from Ratna Haldar didn't trouble Lintoy Devi at all. Aim for the top corner. There's no power behind that one. Here's Karen Paez from the left. Get it inside the box again. Ratna Haldar performing her defensive duties this time. Here comes Sonia Marak against Amruta there, and Sports Odisha wins the throw-in.
Junaid, we were talking about the structure of Odisha defense in the first half. I think in the second half, Sports Odisha has done a fine job with their defensive structure. They have stood tall because Kickstart has come time and time again, knocking on the doors. But that defensive structure is what has got the job slightly easier for Sports Odisha. Except for that goal that they have conceded, they have looked solid. This can be a good chance. Storming in from the right, once again Manisha, but that wasn't the best of passes. Here comes a long-range effort, and will that be kept in? That has been kept in fact, by Sumitra Hembram, but eventually has been overpowered by the Kickstart FC defense. Same story. different colors. Kickstart FC being under pressure, but then eventually regaining possession for themselves and attacking on the counter.
They've regained possession time and time again whenever they have lost the ball. They haven't give up on it. If at all a player has lost possession, they've tried to make sure they win it back. We've seen it in the last 5-8 minutes or so. Preeti Rai losing the possession and charging to try and get the ball back. Lintoy this time trying to go long. Abki keeps it. Gets it back. Grishma couldn't quite control it. Shubhani gets it away. Ratna. Got Deepa. Runa Bhatt with the clearance. They'll have to try and create something from here on, Rohit, because time is running away for Sports Odisha. 44% of the possession, but nothing threatening, barring a couple of strikes on target from them so far.
Well, to be honest, Sports Odisha, I think unless they come up together, unless they commit more numbers to the cause, they will have to be audacious here. It's understandable that the kind of attack that Kickstart has knitted over and over again, it is very, very risky for them to commit more numbers to the cause. But if they are able to do so, if they are able to put more women up front, probably try and create the chances, it's understandable that their defense is going to be the Achilles heel. That's another lovely cross from the right, and I think a momentary lapse of concentration there from the Kickstart FC attacker cost her the possession. That could have been a lovely chance, that could have been a shooting opportunity, but it all fizzled out in thin air.
They'll surely be looking for a chance to try and take a hit on target. Kickstart FC. Certainly don't want to leave it for way too long. Got an early goal, have had a few shots towards the goalkeeper, towards the target. Haven't been able to convert. Grishma with 3 strikes. Here's Shaban. Or Janhabi Kishan takes the deflection. Sumitra keeps it in. Goes back to Shubhani. Shubhani scanning her options. Tries to chip it over. Manisha, can she get to the end of it? Manisha and Lintoy somehow latches onto it. They rumbled into each other there. Supriya and Manisha Naik. Long ball coming in on the bounce. She got the header eventually, Manisha Naik, but that was straight at Lintoy Devi there, Rohit.
Yeah, that was quite a clattering collision altogether. Let's just hope that she's all right. And also kudos to the goalkeeper of Kickstart FC, Lintoy Devi, because it's not easy when an attacker, when a striker, particularly who's as good and as prolific as Manisha, is storming at you. You need to keep your eyes on the ball. You just cannot be daunted by the sheer force that's up against you. And I think that's why Lintoy Devi did a very good job. Well, as things stand, Sports Odisha, they're still sniffing out those chances, but they'll have to convert. And it's good news at the end of the day for Kickstart FC. Supriya, she's got back up. And look at how Lintoy Devi, look at how she's screaming the instructions. That's about marshalling her troops. You know, when a goalkeeper marshals the troops that well, you know that there is something solid in the defensive unit. This can be a possible chance for Sports Odisha. They're looking for help. They're looking for shooting space, but eventually a very watery effort that will go down as a goal kick.
Lintoy Devi targeting her 5th clean sheet of the campaign. They've managed 4. It's been brilliant in the last couple of seasons for Kickstart. Winning the best goalkeeper. Shreya Huda for Odisha FC have managed 5 clean sheets. There's Sonia from the left against Mruta. It's been a good battle between those two right throughout. Karen on the ball, a bit of a heavy touch there perhaps. Kickstart, keep it. Here's Preeti Rai. Deepa Shahi. Preeti Rai asking for the ball perhaps. Jabamani Tudu. Can she get the cross in? Gets it inside the box. Trying to set Karishma up. Goes to Odisha, get it away. Ratna Haldar for Deepa Nayak there. Abdi. Ratna has it on the ground.
Ratna. Again, sorry about that, Junaid. And Ratna Haldar, I think a lot will be playing on her mind there. She squandered the penalty. And if Kickstart FC goes on to win this match by that solitary goal, obviously, for a player, it's slightly tougher. That's a long throw that was launched in. And Kickstart has reclaimed possession for themselves, looking to turn around. That's a lovely through ball. Can Kickstart latch on to that? They eventually do, and here comes the minus. Shooting space is what was desired, and that has been denied. Karishma will have to wait for another chance.
6 shots coming in from Karishma, 4 landing on target. One more there at the 81st minute mark. They'll have to try and put those disturbances and disappointments behind Sports Odisha. It's going to be a throw-in for Kickstart. 9 minutes left in the regulation time. And Sports Odisha will have to try and create those chances. After conceding an early goal, have managed to be in the game for a longevity. Couple of chances squandered away. They are definitely not out of the contest as yet. Rashmi on the ball. Karen now for Kickstart, given away quite cheaply there by Rashmi. Karishma goes back for Deepa Shahi. Lays it for Papki. Preeti Rai, a challenge comes in from Ratna Haldar there. Karishma releasing Jabamani Tudu. Header! Sonia Marak defending quite well now, Sports Odisha, Rohit, but it's just that goal that doesn't seem to come their way.
They will have to work harder for that goal because Kickstart FC. Now again, Kickstart FC has committed numbers to the cause, and that is exactly what possibly can be exploited by Sports Odisha. They can open up those chinks in the opposition armour. It's not that they have not had chances, it's just that the conversion has been pretty poor, the final touches have been pretty poor, and that is something that will be bothering them. The game, however, the gameplay, to be honest, that has been pretty solid from the women in red and orange. Oh, that's a crashing tackle. And that was clean as a whistle. That should be a free kick. That should be a free kick. There's no questions about that. It was Deepa Nayak who was trying to careen her way forward. But then eventually, the opposition sending in a defender, putting up a very strong front. Look at this once again.
Trying to go for the ball there, ends up getting late. Deepa gets a knock. Needs some medical assistance there. Clock is running out for them. Kickstart. It's going to be a few nervy moments for them as well, because they definitely don't want to drop points any further. Definitely one of the teams in the race alongside Odisha FC and Gokulam Kerala. Gokulam, of course, right on top of the pile at the moment with 20 points. from their 9 games. Odisha FC still got a game more in hand with 19 points. Kickstart have managed 17 so far from 8 games they have played. If it stays the way it is, they're going to end up with 20. Here's Shibani with the long ball inside. Cleared away by Kickstart. Early ball played in for Karishma, giving it a chase. Ratna gets it away for a throw into Kickstart.
Back with Kickstart FC once again, and they are coming in from the left. That's another long through ball. Probably have been slightly overhit, as expected. Sports Odisha, the defenders, they were ready. They have been alert, to be honest, and it looks like it's going to be a substitution coming in for Sports Odisha. Pratima Oram making her way to the center. Quick throw taken in by Kickstart. And it's Deepa Nayak who came on as a substitute. She had to be taken off after that tackle. Well, there's another ball played down the central channel. That's a nice turn. Here comes the shot. It had chances of danger. A nice little turn from Preeti Rai, hailing all the way from Nepal. Left Sports Odisha on their toes, but eventually that shot wasn't clinical enough.
It's always going over there. Preeti Rai. Linthoi. This one in the air. Goes the aerial route. One back by Pratima. That's her first touch. Rashmi trying to knock a header down for Pratima Oram there. Throw in for Sports Odisha. They'll try and commit bodies forward from here on. Sports Odisha. Pratima for Rashmi. Gets it back from Rashmi. Can she get the cross in? She does! Looks like that has gone out of the play for a goal kick. Manisha there couldn't quite control it. Got the cross in from Pratima. Still got 3 minutes and a few seconds left in the regulation time. We have to try and manage something. Put that back line of Kickstart FC under some sort of pressure. Here's Sumitra Hembram for Monica Mins. Monica goes back, gives it away to Karishma. Here's Sonia Marak on the ball. Supriya raise it down the line for Sonia. Waiting for the option. Sonia gets it for Karishma. Karishma for Preeti. Options forward is Jabamani Turu. Goes back for Deepa Shahi and Sports Odisha. Yes, they are from there. And they bring it forward was the question. And Pratima Oram gets dispossessed. Here's Hakpi. Trying to set one in. There's Ratna again. Wins it back. Preeti gets dispossessed. Few missed passes in the last few seconds coming in from both sides. Rohit and looks like Kickstart FC are just going to hang on to this lead.
Unless Sports Odisha has a late ace up their sleeves, unless they are able to take their chances, I think Kickstart FC will be walking out as the victors. 2 minutes of regulation time remaining in this contest. So yes, it's a Herculean task at the moment for Kickstart FC to try and, in fact, for Sports Odisha, apologies, to get themselves on the score sheet. It's not that they have not had their fair shares of chances, but they have not taken them. It's as simple as that. And if you do not take your chances, there's no point how many chances you have. It will not count, because at the end of it all, what matters is that how you're executing them. And now these two sides kind of hustling with each other. Sports Odisha trying to keep the ball away, trying to latch on to those scrappy chances. This can possibly be an opportunity for them. That's a nice through ball sent forward. Manisha comes in from the right, looking for a cross. Will it be a goal? And that somehow hasn't gone into the back of the net. That was a sensational chance, and it has been denied from point blank range. Kickstart FC, they will not be daunted today.
Well, that was another brilliant move. Does well there. Well, she should have found the back of the net. Making that run. Amruta missing it out. Sumitra giving it a go and gets it blocked from Lindhoy Devi. They've had their chances. Sports Odisha haven't been able to convert them. Chances have come on both sides of the pitch. Still that early goal that separates both these teams. Here's Jabamani Tudu from the right. Few seconds in the regulation time left. Preeti Rai still hustling. What a game she has had. Controlled the midfield right throughout. Ably supported from the likes of Deepa Shahi. Deepa leaving it for Sonia Marak. Sonia plays it for Deepa, gets it back from her. Takes a deflection and cleared out by Amruta this time. 6 minutes
Well.
to be played out as injury time. It has been starts and stops in the second half.
There's a chance now for Kickstart FC, denied once again by Sports Odisha. And I think Sports Odisha, if somebody is to be blamed, it has to be them. In fact, they could have won this match as well. There's a chance for Kickstart FC though. But the flag's gone up. The first minute of additional time is almost over here. And knocking on the doors over and over again. Kickstart FC, they have had their chances and they have failed to convert them as well. Similarly, Sports Odisha once again coming forward. Karishma. In fact, that flag's gone up as well. So a free kick now in favor of Kickstart FC and also a bit of breathing space.
And that gives a time for another substitute as Lepcha is going to make her way through to the middle. The goal scorer is going to come off Sonia Marak. A header early on in the first half, and that separates these two teams at the moment. Had a good game. Sonia made those runs from the left flank. Got a goal in the previous fixture as well in Kolkata against East Bengal FC. Her campaign in the business end has picked up quite a bit. We've got about 4 minutes to try and make a comeback, to try and salvage a point out of this fixture. Sports Odisha with decent opportunities. There's Karishma again on the ball. There's some space to work with. Deepa Shahi couldn't quite keep the possession. Back again with Sports Odisha. Trying to go along with the ball. Gets it over Paki. There's Pratima Sumitra giving it a chase perhaps, and was cleared out by Runa Bag. Trying to build up some pressure now on this back line of Kickstart FC. Sumitra. Heavy touch perhaps, and they managed to clear their lines once again.
They have kept themselves fighting, and Sports Odisha still would like to keep the fight on. I think that is the only way that they can restore parity, because yes, Kickstart FC, they may have been absolutely unbeatable, unstoppable every time they have gone on the attack. But every time they've gone on the attack, they've kept their doors open. And Sports Odisha, in fact, they have come storming through them. In fact, had a couple of gilt-edged opportunities which were not taken. And I think, when we talk about profligacy, that is a major, major bane for even the biggest teams in the footballing world. Here's another lovely ball, a long chase here. But it looks like eventually it will go out for a throw in. Rashmi Kumari She's had a good day in office, to be honest, but again, none of it would matter if they are unable to find the equalizer. It's all about finding the back of the net. It's all about getting the ball into the back of the net.
Rashmi Kumari, of course, scoring in that previous picture. Here's a chance now for Manisha again. Was slightly distracted, perhaps. Was the flag up there? Doesn't look like the case to be. Opportunities have come thick and fast for Sports Odisha in the final few minutes. They haven't been clinical enough in the final third or in front of the goal, perhaps. Corner for the home side. Sent in by Janhabi Kitchen. Ratna Haldar giving it a chase, trying to bring it forward, taken away by Deepa Shahi. This could turn out to be threatening. Karishma eating up the ground. Karishma goes one-on-one with Spandita. Karishma takes a strike and goes over. Did that get a glove on the way? Again, falling it out nicely for Karishma Purushottam there. Gets it away from Shibani. Spandita. Looks like he's got the final touch on that one. Brilliant save once again by the goalkeeper.
A corner kick here for Kickstart FC. Another chance. It's Pakpi Devi who will be taking the corner. Another opportunity to try and double that cushion. This has been some enthralling action in the second half. The first half may have belonged to Kickstart FC solely, but the second half has been pretty much even Stevens. There's a substitution for Kickstart FC. Afreen came in, the corners floated into the mix. Sports Odisha will take care of that. No real challenges, the ball's fallen at the feet of Kickstart FC. Another goal scoring chance, but the flag's gone up. So that will go down as a miss. Final few seconds, Sports Odisha wants to go downtown. A long goal kick taken, not well controlled there. I don't think there's too much time left, too many seconds left. I think it's over. It's all over at the moment for the women in red and orange. They have tried and they have tried hard enough. A penalty went begging. Too many easy opportunities not taken. And at the end of it all, it should be Kickstart FC having the last laugh. Over to you, Junaid.
Well, that's the end of the second half, and the full-time whistle goes. Kickstart FC came in with a job to do, and they have survived. Gotten a goal early. Good setup from Dalima Chipper. Sonia Marak making the goalkeeper work. Spandita with a spillover into the back of the net, and that has separated these two teams right throughout. Sports Odisha with a few glorious opportunities to try and get themselves back into the contest. Just wasn't their day like many other days in the campaign. 7th defeat for them. Ratna Haldar missing out on a penalty in the second half. And Kickstart FC somehow survived the scare they had from Sports Odisha. It's a good game, good contest, good show put in by the home side as well. As we take you through the full-time stats, 56% of the ball to the home side, for Kickstart FC, 44% to the home side, 7 shots with none landing on target, 19 shots with 10 strikes on target for the visitors, 5 fouls each, 1 yellow card for Pakpi. Seven shots coming in from Sports Odisha, with 4 lone coming in from Manisha Naik. Ratna Haldar with 1, Hembram with 1, and Rashmi with 1 strike from inside the box.
19 shots coming in from Kickstart FC. Karishma with 7 of them. Deepa with 5 of them. Dalima with a couple of them. One of them was the assist for sure. Preeti with 2 of them. Bibisha with 1. And Pakpi with 1. So yes, Kickstart FC were definitely the better side when it comes to taking shots. But it was an even Stevens encounter. 5 fouls from Sports Odisha as Manisha Naik with a couple of them. Sahu with 2 of them. and Kishan eventually committing one. When it comes to being physical from Kickstart FC, Lintoi had two of them, Dalima had one, Pakpi had one, and Preeti had one. And as the day bleeds into an evening, as the day bleeds into nightfall here, here's a quick look at the highlights. That's how things started off, an early start, and then Dalima putting in this marvelous assist. Eventually, the goalkeeper should have done better, but then she was not able to control that one. Look at it once again, perfectly destined for the head of Sonia Marak, and she's converted that with extreme prejudice. And then from there on, Spandita was a completely transformed woman, and she did a fine job. And then chances after chances kept on knocking on the doors. Sports Odisha, this was the best chance for Manisha in the first half. Once again, she wanted to go for the near post and eventually ended up squandering it. Another lovely chance, and this was the closest one in terms of a long ranger. That was another header that went to begging, a thumping one. In fact, that was how the first half manned out. The second half saw a lot more neck to neck action. This was another lovely chance. Karishma took a second more, and by the time she could control the ball, that went out of play. And then coming all the way from the left, flooding in with chances, it has been denied. This was the penalty. Ratna Haldar was tasked with converting that, but eventually an attempt to chip that over the goalkeeper went south, and went south horribly. And once again, this is how another chance came in, another crucial save coming in from Spandita. This was possibly another gilt-edged opportunity, and it went begging as Karishma couldn't flick that in. That was a lovely run, to be honest, and a brilliant latch onto the chance. This one, another close opportunity, close chance, wanted to took it on the turn. And then Sports Odisha had their fair shares of chances, possibly after missing out the penalty. This should have been flicked inside the net, but that went begging. So chances after chances were being wasted by the women in red, and the home side, I think they will be lamenting. This was another phenomenal chance and a sensational save from Spandita, just in the nick of time as things came to a halt. Well, that is that from today's game. And as Kickstart FC walks away with the bragging rights, this will be your commentators. Well, that's the standings after this game. Kickstart FC moves to the second spot and mounts a title challenge for Gokulam Kerala, who are currently on level terms. Odisha FC will have a chance to leapfrog both of them once they take field for their next game. Well, that's that from today. This will be your commentators Rohit and Junaid signing off. Thank you everyone for joining in. It has been a pleasure taking the game forward. That's a full-time score. Sports Odisha 0, Kickstart FC 1. Thank you everyone and have an amazing weekend.